Hello and welcome to Pickapart TV. I'm Josh Paulison. In Pickapart TV, I study a specific element of a TV series or episode, good or bad, with the angle of what lessons we can draw from it as writers. And today, we are looking at 30 Rock, in particular, the pilot episode. Warning, spoilers ahead, although it's the pilot episode, so you'll probably be okay even if you haven't seen it yet. We're going to talk about the hot dog scene, the very first scene. What's fascinating about this is that it is a very small, self-contained story that even though it then ties in to the rest of the story in a small way, it really just gives you an opportunity to immediately see a lot of the core character, Liz Lemon. You get to see how she responds to the stressful situation, and at first, at least for me, I sympathize with her. I am very much into following the rules, and I hate when other people go out and they break them. But then, you kind of zoom out, and you realize how ridiculous the situation is. She's frustrated because she's waiting for a hot dog, somebody else creates another line, but you see that there's just 4 people behind her. It's not like anybody's waiting all of that long. She's just really responding ridiculously. Normally I would be stressed, but there's a point to where it's just not worth it, at least to me, because I also like to keep the peace. Anyway, we see how Liz responds to the situation in such an outlandish way, and this does a few things for us. Number 1, it helps us know the character, and number 2, it really provides foreshadowing, because then later on we see, when she approaches the new boss, that, hey, you know what, we think she is most likely going to quit her job. But instead, we see her turn around with advice from her coworker, and instead of quitting her job, she keeps it and just makes a few demands. The main thing that's fascinating to me about this initial scene is, again, it is its own little story. A lot of times, different TV series might start you just at the beginning of a greater story, or they might start you in the middle of the character running or responding to a situation. But in the first minutes of this TV episode, we get our own self-contained story of how Liz Lemon gets upset at a hot dog stand, or she overreacts, or whatever you want to define the macro event as. And I think that's extremely effective and extremely brilliant. Even though I generally am a fan for just focusing on the big story and just telling that, I think this was a really effective technique. And for a TV series which is based on multiple stories, not just, hey, here's one big story that we're focusing on, I think that is an incredibly brilliant technique. Thanks so much for listening. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode of Pickapart TV. And if you want to learn more about my theories on story creation or development, check out my website, joshpaulison.com. There's tons of free content there, or you can tweet me at joshpaulison. Thank you so much for listening. Have a fantastic day and enjoy the show.